What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, what's up? I am. Let me know if the volume is coming in good. Actually, let me just check real quick. 'Cause I've been having all types of issues. Like I was here the other day. Okay, so that sounds good. So I was having issues the other day when I was streaming, and it didn't want to cooperate with me. So I'm just hoping it works better now. Oh man, happy Monday? Yeah, Monday, Christmas Eve. Hold on. Apply to international students for internship. Sorry, nah. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get everything here. I just saw a message. Someone was asking me about sponsorships for international internships, and we're not there yet. So, how's everybody's week going so far? What y'all been up to? What's the plan for today? I mean, I know this week is, we got Christmas, but yeah, I did a little bit of work trying to get some stuff ready for like I've been in planning mode for 2025 for like the last like 45 days. I'm trying to get everything going. I want to hit the ground running like January 1st, January 2nd. I'm trying to I'm trying to move. Thumbstick overdrive. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just kind of hanging out, talking about whatever it is I'm talking about. No, like I said, just see what everybody's plans are. I know it's Christmas Eve. I'm here at the Alpha Esports and Technology Center, just getting some stuff done. Still updating Xboxes. So if you saw the stream on Saturday, I was playing some Marvel Rivals, but while I was waiting, I was I was no, I was playing Marvel Rivals while updating systems. So didn't get a chance to finish all of it. It got late, and I had to come back today. I stopped by yesterday to do like three more, but I still have a few more left. So just figured I would hang out, kick it with y'all for a little bit. Um, so shout out to Restream because we are multi-streaming because I'm not a super I'm not a big content creator like that. So I don't get deals. I'm not partnered. So we are streaming live on Alpha Cybersecurity's YouTube and Twitch channel. Well, Alpha Cybersecurity's YouTube channel, Alpha Esports and Technology's YouTube and Twitch channel, my personal Twitch channel, so djax_1 or Alpha Esports Tech, wherever you're watching. And then I'm also streaming on LinkedIn. So shout out to everybody watching wherever you're watching. Thank you for the support. I'm also streaming on the Alpha Esports and Technology Facebook page. So thank you to everybody watching. Like I said, we're just here, hanging out, getting some things finalized, just kind of getting everything ready before we break for the holidays. I mean, well, I know most people are already break. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's breaking for the holidays, but I'm kind of all over the place. Like I said, I'm here at the center, and then I have a couple things going on around the community between now and New Year's. So I plan on taking a small break, but I'm still going to be working. Trying to get this space. Up and running. Well, not up and running. Trying to get the space, more active in our community. So I'll be doing that. I'll be working in around the community around the Christmas and New Year's holiday. Yeah, yeah, you have to reach a certain threshold. But yeah, so yeah, if I forgot what the rules are for LinkedIn. But yeah, you can stream on LinkedIn from your personal page or your business page, assuming you meet those thresholds. So, like I said, I've been on LinkedIn for a minute. I'm a LinkedIn. I'm also like LinkedIn. I'm a LinkedIn Premium member, and I'm also a LinkedIn Learning instructor. But I was streaming even before that. The funny part is I actually found that LinkedIn found me because I was streaming on LinkedIn. When they reached out to me about being an instructor. So, but yeah, man, like I said, don't mind the whiteboard. Like I said, as you can see, hard at work trying to see what we're gonna do. So Y'all can probably, if y'all can read my chicken scratch and actually, let me leave that over here. Ah, drop something. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean LinkedIn finally sent me the email about Hoaxer. Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. I appreciate that. I will yes, I will definitely value that. Thank you so much. Hey, look, however, yes, yeah, send the email. Let's get an email thread starting. I'd love to get that going. Like I said, it's uh, you know, 2025 is going to be a make or break year for not just myself, but for Alpha Cybersecurity and Alpha Esports Technology. So, and this AI camera keeps zooming in on everything. So if the landscape, if the overlay and all of that looks different, that's because we're streaming on mainly on Restream. I normally stream on with through OBS, but like I said, it was messing up like the audio and all of that when I was trying to play Marvel Rivals the other day, and it didn't I didn't like it. So while I troubleshoot that, I wanted to still just hop on here and chop it up with y'all. So what we're gonna do is like I said, I'm here anytime. So here are the rules. Anytime I'm on stream, I'm an open book. So if you have any questions for me, go right ahead and ask away. All I ask is that you keep it respectful and keep it clean because sometimes we do have kids watching. So any questions for me from the cybersecurity standpoint? Esports, gaming, semi-personal questions. Hit me with whatever questions you have. I want to give a shout out again to my middle school Fortnite Wolfpack team. They took home the championships in the Vanta National Leagues. So super excited and super proud of them for taking home those championships and are taking home that championship and working hard, being and following our system we call race. So we do have a system here at Alpha Esports Technology called race, which is an analogy for respect, accountability, communication, and execution. So I'm not gonna lie, it was a tough season dealing with some of these other teams. They can be very toxic. They can, I'm just gonna call it out for what it is. They can cheat. They can do all types of crazy stuff. But super proud of how my team handled themselves, how they conducted themselves. They conducted themselves like professionals throughout because we talked about that. They had goals of, some of them have goals of being professional esports players. So I told them, they need to start practicing from now how to conduct themselves with professionalism. So the fact that even though they thought and come to find out they were right. But even though they thought that there could have been some shenanigans happening through some of these matches, they still stuck with it and conducted themselves with professionalism, even when they thought things weren't on the level. They still congratulated the other team and wished them best of luck, and you know, kept it professional. And then come to find out that they were right all along. So super proud of them. Like I said, excited for now. It makes me even more excited, I should say, for next season because now we have a title to defend. So again, congratulations to Hard Case, CA 2187, and Achilles. And that's the other great part about it is they competed in a squads league as a trio for I'd probably say more than half of the season, a little more than half of the season. We started out with a team. A couple players ended up leaving for different reasons. The last one left during right before roster lock. So they actually the day that they left, they locked up the rosters for the rest of the season. So we could not go and get a fourth player. Um, so as we prepare to defend our championship. I am on the hunt for a fourth player. I think I may have found one, but that does not mean that we have a full team. Um, we can actually field as many teams as we want in the league. So if you know anybody who's in the area, who's middle school age and wants to compete in Fortnite, um, you know, reach out. We practice. We practice as a team. We compete. We also have guest coaching and guest speakers, so they get a full experience for the semester. So just go to alphaesportstech.com/esports for more information. I've been rambling and yapping for a minute. So what questions does anybody have for me? Okay, looks like we got some folks on here. So if you have any questions, like I said, just let me know in the comments. Let me know, however you want to, however you're reaching me. I did see. So, like I said, as before we got started, if you are watching, a person was asking about international internship opportunities. Unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. I would love to be able to bring that to make that available for people, whether it's from the esports side or from the cybersecurity side. Uh, but we're not there yet. Hopefully, come talk to me. As we get closer to the end of spring semester, leading into the or fall semester. Any holiday plans? No, I'm local, man. I'm gonna go hang out with family on Christmas, and then like I said, I have some esports related stuff going on through the community between now and New Year's. So I'll be doing that now. Like I'm off from the the day job, the e-security planet job. So um, I don't believe there's any content scheduled to come out. But if you want to check out what we're doing at e-security planet, I'll just show you. I'll show you real quick. Okay, so e-security planet. So if you don't know, I am, like I said, I'm the host of the Security Planet's YouTube channel. They also have some stuff on social media pages, but yeah. So we don't have any. So yeah, the last video that came out was about the delay breach. So I'll just max actually make this larger so you can see. So you can go to eSecurity Planet, give us a follow over there as we're trying to build out that channel. Just a quick rundown of what happened there. They reached out to me and asked, about basically creating content for that channel. So that is my day job. Then I leave there and I'll come here, open up the center, get everything running, make sure everything's running smoothly, close up shop around 8, 9 o'clock, head back and do a little bit more work and plan out the next day. So I'm off. I'm off for the holiday. I'm off this week from the Security Planet now, and then building out the stuff for 2025, and then getting everything ready for the stuff we got this week. And then next week, I'm back to work, uh, but I'm also going to be still doing stuff around the community. So yeah, that's my holiday plans. I'm going to enjoy, Christmas with family, and then, like I said, I'm back at it like the next day. So, that's the things that they don't tell you about entrepreneurship especially when you're kind of like solo, is that there aren't many opportunities to get a day off, and because I want to make sure that you know bills are paid regardless of the success or the failure of the business. I also work full time and consult and do pen testing and all of that. So Hope that answered your question. So let's see what else we got going on here. LinkedIn. If there's any questions for me on LinkedIn, because like they're not coming in through the feed. Um, so wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying. So you were talking about LinkedIn. Um, it's yeah, LinkedIn does offer. You can stream on LinkedIn, but I would probably say, Lou, I like LinkedIn streaming platform the least of all the streaming platforms I use. So, as yeah, LinkedIn, it's a little weird to get used to, and then um, sometimes the comments come in, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you can see. Hold on. Oh, okay. So, all right. What questions? Okay, so someone did ask on LinkedIn about what I'm doing with Alpha Esports and Technology. So, I'll try to be brief. Thumbstick can attest to this. Sometimes I can ramble on a little. But Alpha Esports and Technology is an esports and technology center in the North Georgia area, Sewanee, Georgia to be exact. We focus on competitive esports, casual gaming, and then we also offer tech, STEM, and cybersecurity training classes and workshops. The idea with hold on, did I lose you? Did I lose? No. Okay, we're still connected. Good. Um, what is happening? Did it? Okay, no, I thought it looked like it froze up for a second. So yeah, so Alpha Esports and Technology, we offer competitive and casual esports, casual gaming. So you can come in like your PC LAN center or the PC bonds over in Asia. Um, uh, you can also rent the center out for your events, birthday parties, corporate events, what have you. And then we, like I said, offer tech, STEM, cybersecurity training, classes, workshops, talks, seminars, things like that. But the idea with Alpha Esports and Technology is to empower people by providing access to education, skills, training, and career opportunities in the gaming, STEM, and cybersecurity fields. And then also we want to provide a healthy gaming environment and gaming community for everybody. I was an arcade brat, so I used to go to the arcades. Rambling skills, why most of us are here. Appreciate it. But yeah, like I grew up going to the arcades and going to. I'm originally from Connecticut, so we used to go to the arcades. We used to go to Chinatown in New York City and hang out there, get go to the arcades, go to the video game shops, and like that was always fun for me. Competing in tournaments was always fun for me. I used to compete in NBA Jam, Daytona USA, uh, Run and Gun, which is another basketball game, Street Fighter. I, at Marvel vs. Capcom, I competed a little bit, but I was not good. Like I could not get the whole air combo things down until like I was older. So I was usually eliminated early on in those tournaments. But that is where I found my love for all things tech as well, is because, well, I probably even say before that, because when I was younger, I used to tinker with things at my grandmother's house. And then when I got older, like I said, there was opportunities there to kind of play Dragon Ball Z, a Japanese game on American systems. And long story short, it's just if it wasn't for gaming and stuff like that, I probably would not have found my way into tech. And if it wasn't for gaming and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't have found my way back into tech after I came home from the military. We want to hear the rambling. Um, so yeah, that's where I got the idea of opening Alpha Esports Technology. Probably say about 5 6 years ago. My son was in another program. He was in an esports program, and I started seeing some of the benefits there. I started seeing the benefits how it developed things like leadership and teamwork and communication when you're doing it in an organized session. So let me be clear and let me be fair. There is a lot of negative things that come with gaming if done in an unsupervised um, fashion, but that's like with anything, right? If you allow them to go to the dark sides of the internet, and I'm not talking about like the dark web, but there's always a dark side to things. I mean, there's a dark side to Roblox, right? But what I saw from that program was when you give them structure, when you give them something to work towards, when you give them a common goal, there's a lot of benefits that can come with gaming. And then I started seeing the parallels between tech and cybersecurity. As far as some of they call them soft skills. I rather call them essential skills. But some of the parallels there, some of the transferable skills, some of the essential skills, but also it allowed me to explain cybersecurity concepts in a way that was easier for them to understand. It was indigestible. So that's where the idea came from, maybe back then. Obviously, then we had the pandemic and things shut down. And I'm sorry, let me know if the music's too loud at the center. We some got some gaming going on, and then got some music playing. But yeah, that's where we got the idea. And then during the pandemic, obviously wasn't I wasn't opening up anything there, and the program that my son was a part of, they tried the online thing. It didn't work out. But then when we started talking to some of the other parents, we started hearing about you know how it devastated the kids that they weren't able to get together with their tribe anymore. One thing that it did was it brought these kids from all walks of life together for their shared love and passion of playing this game. Um, so there's a human element to that as well. It made me think back to where I got when I was gaming. Some of my closest friends to this day is not from the basketball court when I played ball. It's from gaming or the military. And the funny part is, the ones that I was really close to were the ones that we used to hang out and play Halo and stuff like that. So, so that's where the idea came from. And then, like I said, late 2022. Um, Actually, it was December 2022 because we were in Washington D.C. At an award ceremony for my other endeavor, which is my InfoSec Unplugged live stream podcast. We were up for an award, so my wife and I went up to Washington D.C. for the ceremony and for the dinner and stuff, and um, just kind of talking to some people, leaders in the cybersecurity space, and um, I remember coming back from there feeling like, yeah, this is definitely something that I want to do. Not just because esports is huge, but again, there's an opportunity but the opportunity to engage younger kids, right? Meet them where they are, right? If you have, I mean, a lot of kids these days have technology in their hands by the time they're like 2 3 years old. Not necessarily saying that's a good thing, but these kids have knowledge that with technology that they don't even know is useful to them. It's just everyday crap. It's everyday nonsense. It's everyday. It's just something they do to let the day pass by. What if we can get them to do it right, to use it in a way that's beneficial to them and to their families? What if there's a way we can do that where Not everybody's built for college, and I'm gonna be honest with you, as a father of a student who's about to go to college, not everybody's going to be able to afford college. So what if there's a way we can give them career skills in a field that's always going to be in demand, and they don't necessarily have to go to college, or their skills so well that it leads them to places where their education gets paid. Um, my location, Angela, thank you. My location, see, LinkedIn now is showing up on the screen. um, my location is in Swan, Georgia. So, so it's about 45 minutes north of Atlanta. But we will be offering online. We will be offering online offerings like Q1 2020, like actually soon. Uh, I have a talk coming up, and we're gonna be offering some online stuff too. But I wanted to make sure we had a space. I wanted to have a space where kids, or actually people, all together. Because I mean, a lot. When I did that, I actually started doing some of the statistics and stuff the other day, and like almost 50% of my of my group are older, so they're out of high school, they're college age kids. So so yeah, um, that was the idea behind Alpha Esports Technology. Um, for the younger kids, trying to find ways to get them to engage in tech. Um, I call it using the cheat code to engage in conversations about tech and cybersecurity. Right? If you talk to them and just start talking about coding and whatever, they might get bored quickly. We live in a TikTok economy. What does that mean? They have the attention span of a YouTube short or a TikTok video. So that's what, about 3 minutes now. So we have to find ways to keep them engaged um, beyond that 3 minutes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you I'll send you a connection request. Right, I just sent you a connection request, Angela. But but yeah, if in that 3 minutes, you have to get them to engage in what you're talking about and what you're doing. So what better way to do that than something that they're already enjoying, right? So instead of talking about coding, why don't we teach them how to code and build a bot in their favorite game? They play Fortnite. Why don't we talk about what's the favorite custom map they like to play in Fortnite? Great, and now talk to them about how they can build their own custom maps in Fortnite. The older kids, teach them, if especially kids who are on social media and consider themselves influencers or content creators or whatever. Okay, how do we take that following and monetize it in a way that's fun and engaging, for not just for you but for your following? You know, build a creative Fortnite map and share your code on social media. You have some kids out here with 10,000, 20,000. I met a kid that had almost 100,000 followers on social media. If you can get him or her to engage with their online community, and they build out a map, and then let's say 10% of their following goes to that map. So if you have 100,000 subscribers, or you have 10,000 subscribers, that's 1,000 or 10,000 um, people that you can get on your platform. Now they're playing your map in Fortnite, that you're using the same tools that the developers in Fortnite use to build their favorite game. So now, great. What they don't tell you, that Epic actually will pay you for your gameplay on custom maps. And they didn't believe me until I showed them the chart. And I can show you that chart real quick. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's a lot of hours. I probably have not slept a full night's sleep, or like I've slept a lot in the last 2 years. Um, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's hard in this current economy, and You got people who don't believe in it. You got people who think it's a waste of time. You got people who are like, why would I pay you to do stuff when I can just have my kid play online at home? So, business is not has not always been the greatest, but I do appreciate when I get the comments from people like you, you know, Trick Thumbstick, who's talking about you know hearing how it's inspiring. There was another individual, Trick Shot, that I was talking to. So hearing those comments, it is definitely helpful. And I am rambling again. All right, so let's see here. Just gonna share this real quick. So when I talk about monetizing your gameplay, let's find a map. Let's find a custom map. Okay, so here's a game called TikTok Pew Pew Game One Shot. Right, their all-time peak they had 10,000 people on. This was 5 hours ago. Right, there's 7,300. There's 7,100 people on there right now. This is what they could possibly be making by just having this many people on by the hour. So anywhere between 118 to $443. Sorry, let me make this larger so you can see it. So again, this is a game called TikTok Pew Pew Game One Shot, right? The map is, I believe, the map was just released. Yes, no, 2 days ago. Okay, so the map was just released 2 days ago, and they've already made at least $400 to $1,500. Okay, almost $1,500, and the game's been out. So you made the map, and the map's popular. It's number 45 right now. It peaked at 10,000. So your estimated earnings on that is anywhere between $400 and $1,500. Even if it is $400 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's call it 8 hours. You made $400 in a work day, right? I mean, you know, it's not it's not life changing money where you can quit your job or don't have to worry about working, at least for this map per se. But that's that's supplemental income. $400 a day, 7 days a week is 2,800. Yep, 2,800. So that's you're making $3,000 a week. You're making $3,000, almost $3,000 a week, right? And that's on the low end. That's if it's just $400, right? If they made 1,500, that's what 3,000, 6,000, 7,500. See, now y'all got me on the spot. So 1.5 and 1.5 is 3, 1.5 and 1.5 is 3, so that's 6. So that's 4 days, that's $6,000. Then you have another 75, so that's 9,000. That's 10.5. Yeah, you're on the large end, right? So if they're doing that, they're making $10,500 a week. If assuming they're on the larger side. But I just like this. I like to play it safe and do the low end. So on the low end, if they're making 400 a day, that's you're making anywhere from 2,800 to $10,000 a week. So I mean that's not bad, right? And it probably took you a few hours to make the map. Now again, this is just the public. What if we found a way to take people who have large followings, right? I mean, I've seen, I have almost 10,000 followers on Twitter or X when it was at its peak. Obviously, between the bots and people leaving, the number has decreased. I'm not active on there anymore for whatever. But I have 10,000. Let's call it, for the sake of math. Let's call it 10,000 people there, right? Off my on my personal page, right? Not even my business page. On LinkedIn, I have well over 700 or 500 personal connections. I have over 7,000 followers on LinkedIn, right? My Instagram, I think I have, like, on my personal page, I have 2,000 there. On Alpha Esports Technology, I have almost 1,000 there. TikTok, not so much. I have like a couple hundred. I still haven't been able to break that out over there. Right? YouTube, I have almost 5,000 on my Alpha Cybersecurity page, and I have almost, I have like 90 something on Alpha Esports Technology. But you put all of that together, right? We're talking about 20, 30,000 total, whatever. Um, if you these kids are getting these things a lot faster, right? Especially high school age kids. They're getting their followings, and their followings are huge, right? Um, if you're able to, what if you're able to tell them now, okay, hey, what are you doing with that, right? You talk about going to college. There's the name and likeness deals, the NIL deals. How are you? That's your economy. That's your money. This is before any sponsorship deals. This is before anything. You can monetize that follow. Um, please explain more. Are you saying the creator makes that because someone is paying to play their game? No. So Angela, so what's happening is, what happened is, I want to say last year or the year before, Epic Games made access gave access to their engine, their game development engine, so the Unreal Engine. There's a version of, not version of Fortnite. There's a feature in Fortnite called UEFN, so Unreal Engine for Fortnite. And what you're able to do with that is build out your own custom maps. So what Epic Games does is basically they're going to pay you for having popular maps. They're paying you a percentage of what they're making by having all of these gamers on their maps. So if you're and I'll explain why Epic is doing that in a second. But the name of the game is keeping people on their platform. So that's why Fortnite, if you look at Fortnite now, Fortnite is its own universe. They have Lego Fortnite, they have Rocket Racing, which I wish it would be a lot more popular than what it is right now. Now they have the ballistic mode. They have the OG Fortnite mode, plus the regular Fortnite game. So at its peak, you can have 5 different game modes in Fortnite, right? But what Epic Games did is said, now you can build your own maps in Fortnite, because people were wanting to build their own custom maps. So now people were building their own custom maps in Fortnite, and now that allows the players to stay on the game longer. So now Epic can monetize that. And when I say monetize that, um, they're able to use those numbers. Hold on. They're able to use those numbers so that they can engage companies like Disney to say, you see what our creators are doing on their own using our stuff? Why don't you let us create a universe for you? And Disney says, okay, we're going to give you $1.5 billion to acquire an equity stake into Epic Games. Now, I think when we did the math, this was that $1.5 billion, I think, was for like 9%. It wasn't even full 10%. But now what happens is Epic Games can now use Disney's brands in Fortnite and to build out their universe. Um, Here's a fun fact that I didn't find out until the other day. That also includes ESPN. So ESPN now has a custom map in Fortnite. Yep, here it is. Sorry. So ESPN has their own map in Fortnite. ESPN's owned by Disney, right? This is hilarious. There's only 12 active people on there right now. But going back to my original point. Um, so ESPN has 12 active players on their touchdown rush island, right? Disney owned property ESPN versus someone who built their own TikTok. It's called TikTok Gun Game. They currently have an average of 7,300 people. So Epic is looking at it like, I don't care. I don't. We don't care. Yes, sure. Use our platform to build your game, because the more people that are on our platform, the more we can market it to advertisers, sponsorships, and we can give Disney, the one of the largest conglomerates in the world, 9% of our company for $1.5 billion. And if you don't think when they go back in a few years to renegotiate that the price, the yesterday's price is going to be today's price, you know, then you're mistaken. But um, but these are opportunities for kids to do that, right? There was a game. See, the years are going by so fast now. There was a game I think last year or the year before called Only Up, right? It was a popular game where it was. I mean, it was popular, but it was just silly at the same time. Where you had a player who all they had to do was just keep going up and going up and going up and hitting certain platforms until they reached the peak of the game. However, if you fell, you could risk falling all the way back to the bottom. So you're spending hours at a time climbing this thing in one slip, and you can fall. And there was like no save points or anything like that. Um, two kids in Fortnite made their own version of the Only Up game. Let me see if I can find it. Cause I don't like to just say it and then people think I be making stuff up. I have to show receipts. But two kids in Fortnite made their version of Only Up, and I believe in like I think I want to say like in the first month they made like $2 million, and these are two kids, like teenagers. So there's opportunities there for kids, and crazy part is I'm gonna choose my word very well. I'm gonna choose my words wisely here. Um, it's usually the kids in the underserved communities who don't know that these things are available to them, right? So they're not they're not benefiting from it. They're not they don't know that it's available. They don't know that they can make money in it. They don't know that they can compete in their favorite games. And sometimes um, you know, they can't because to compete in professional leagues require, you know, high-end gaming PCs, and they may only be on console. So there's always some type of, I don't want to call it gatekeeping, but there's always some type of obstacle that they either know of or don't know of. So my goal with Alpha Esports Technology is to make them aware of it. Not just them, make their parents, right? Because how many parents told their kids gaming is a waste of time? My parents did. I did, you know. And then it wasn't until I started to see it with my own eyes where it was like, okay, let me do my own research and do my own digging. And I'll never forget 2018, 2019. Thumbstick, keep me honest here. Um, I don't know if you were there, but Georgia State had an esports event, and I remember the part that I'm always making stuff up. Hey, look, that's why I try to show receipts behind everything. Don't get me to lying. But I'll never forget the the moment we were in the parking lot and we were walking. Angela says exactly. No, for real. Like we're always kind of behind the eight ball. Like, and I'll tell a personal story going back to when I was a kid. But anyway, we were going to this event at Georgia State. As a matter of fact, Thumbstick is where I met Bob. So we were walking to the parking lot and we walked into Georgia State, and the building where the esports event was to the right and the football stadium was to the left. And I kid you not, it seemed like there were more people in the building for the esports event than there were for the football game. And that was like the aha moment to my mom. And my mom had flew in to visit. My son was competing at an event, and he was like 10 years old or whatever. And he's competing at an esports event at Georgia State. And I remember looking at my mom going, "Remember when you used to tell me gaming would waste is just a waste of time?" And I used to play and you know play for money at the arcades, but it wasn't what these kids are making. How old is Peter Bach, and how much? And they made. He's a Fortnite player, but he's a young Fortnite player, and him and his teammate just won the Fortnite championships late earlier this year and won. They split $400,000. The year before that, I think it was Booga, another young kid, and his teammate. They split $1 million, and they got flown out to Copenhagen to compete. Um, but yeah, I remember. I'll never forget that. To what I was going to say back to you, Angela, was I I was looking back. I was always technically inclined, but I didn't have someone to say what to do with it. Right? Growing up in the inner city, you're shoot. Look at the kids who were burning music back in the day. Not saying that it was legal, but when you burn mix CDs, like these are all skills that can be taught to be used somewhere else. Right? No one taught us how to burn discs. Our friends did. They're like, yo, you got to use this program, get this type of disc from Radio Shack or whatever. So these are things that had we had someone to go, hey, come here, let me talk to you. What if you're doing all of this? Did you know you can do XYZ? Did you know you can get a career in XYZ? You like gaming, you like modifying games, you like making modifications to game systems. Did you ever think about working in the gaming industry or in the tech industry? Where would I have been now had I known that then? I often ask myself that question, but then I also don't like to. I also think that the Most High don't make mistakes, and I'm where I'm supposed to be. Because had I not gone through all of that, I probably would not had it in my heart to say, "Let me be the change that I want to see," or "Let me be that person that I wish I had when I was 15, 16, 17 years old." So I can't really complain about that. Hoax and her brother had their parents saying the same thing at first. They both became coaches in minute. Yeah, I mean, it's real. It's real. It is real. The look on people's faces when people realize esports is real. I um I had an event here in the summer, and the mayor showed up, and it was hilarious at first because he showed up and I didn't even know who he was. But he showed up, and his aide kind of said, "This is Jimmy Burnett, the mayor." And I didn't quite hear it the first time, and then he said it again. Thank you. Please stay in the game, helping the youth. That's the plan, Angela. That's the plan. Like I said, even with our Fortnite team that won the championships, like that was satisfying to watch. Not, and it wasn't even because they won; it's because of how they won, and because knowing that they benefited from. even when it was hard. Right, I tell them integrity is doing the right thing when no one's watching, even when it's hard, when it's the hardest thing to do. And they did, and like I said, they they benefited from it. So, but yeah, like I said, the plan is to definitely stay into it. Yeah, thumbstick. So the mayor shows up to our open house, and he's looking around and he's seeing the kids play, he's seeing everybody look around, and he goes to me and he goes, "All right, explain this to me. Explain this to me because I don't get it." Um, and so I started explaining to him that esports is no different than your stick and ball sports. It's just you're doing it with video games. The benefit to it is, for one, you're learning some of the same benefits you would get from playing stick and ball sports, and you don't have to worry about the injuries, right? You still got to stretch. You got to stretch your hands, stretch your ligaments. Take your breaks, drink your water, get enough sleep, all of that. But you don't have to worry about like tearing your ACL. Like playing Madden isn't going to tear your ACL or blow your knee out, right? Playing 2K isn't going to like ruin your ankle, right? Like I did. Like when I played ball, I tried out for my high school basketball team, and I made the first cut, and then during the second cut, during warmups, I jumped up, went to go for a rebound, rolled my ankle, and the guy I jumped with landed on my ankle. I missed half the season, right? Recovered through that, played throughout high school, went to the military, played high school ball in the military. I'm not played basketball in the military, got into another accident, and my knee has never been the same. But anyway, like I said, so we're talking to the mayor about it, but then I start breaking it down by the numbers. I tell the mayor that last year esports did 187 billion dollars globally, or gaming did 187 billion dollars globally. The state of Georgia, on on average, does 750 million dollars just in gaming. So your Brawlhalla World Championships, your Dragon Con, your Dream Hacks, your MomoCons, your Atlanta Anime Week in Atlanta, all the gaming stuff from that goes into its own. They count that on its own thing. So anyway, $750 million on average goes to in the state of Georgia just from their gaming events and stuff like that. Most of that is the majority, 90, probably 98% of that 750 million goes to the city of Atlanta because everything's down in Atlanta, right? You have all the other programs basically in that metro Atlanta area. So what I said to the mayor was, what if we could peel off 5-10% of that, right? Have our own events, have our own stuff. One of the things that when I was doing the research and talking to some of the people, um, people were saying, especially up this way, they love gaming, but they don't necessarily want to have to always go down to Atlanta or Doraville or Buckhead or wherever these other places, Midtown, for all of these events. They don't want to have to go all the way to Fayette County and all these other places where they have these big gamer communities. What if we could do something up here? And we're trying to build that. So I don't even remember where we were going with this, but yeah, um, Georgia's esports community has been exploding more and more. It is. It really is. Like I said, when I saw 700 and what's up, Ty? When I saw 750 million, I didn't believe it. But then when I saw it on the state of Georgia's website, it was like, oh, okay, because that falls under entertainment. And well, I'm not going to get into the internals of all of it. But like I said, so we were talking to the mayor about that, and then I was like, so, but what if there was a way to use that to engage in other conversations, right? So I got so Angela, this is where I was saying I use the gaming as a cheat code because, for example, again using Fortnite, um, what if I what if you were able to teach kids how to do PowerPoint presentations and how to speak to large groups or how to do things like that using um, using gaming, right? So if you tell a kid or you tell anybody these days that they need to work on their communication skills, they're going to tell you what you can do to yourself or who you can do it with or whatever, and they go, it's not going to be too pleasant. But if you talk to them and say, okay, and instead, let's talk about how you navigate in Fortnite. Let's talk about your strategies or whatever. They will give you a presentation. And again, you see, y'all just got me rambling and rambling and rambling. But I'll just give you a preview of what I'm talking about again. So look, and this is from one of my gamers. This is a middle school student, but they came up with a presentation on what strategies we should use to win the championships. Okay. Now remember, we're playing as a squad of three, so it's really a trio, but we're playing against teams of four. So we were sitting there for the 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the finals, trying to figure out how we could negate that fourth player, how we could still be effective as a team of three playing the number one team in our league, right? And that I believe this was the whole East Coast. So this was this was a quick thing, right? Now I'm not going to go into the whole plan because I think we might go back to this playbook next season. And I don't know, I'm not trying to give out the secrets, but oh, absolutely, Angela. And I saw your message. Yes, absolutely. I'll be in touch. But this is a sixth grader, right? Not even like eighth grade. This is a sixth grader who came up with a guide and came up with three plans and said and talked about how can we practice this and practiced for 3 weeks on the strategies that we would use to play the game. So again, I'd like to bring receipts with my rambling. So here, it speaks for itself. So, you know, teaching them, and I didn't tell them to do that, by the way. But now, when they get older, and we say, I need you to come up with a PowerPoint presentation, or I need you to come up with a presentation, and I need you to explain it to the rest of the class or the rest of the group. You need to be you don't be afraid to speak in public. This this particular athlete can say, "Oh, this is no different than when I created my guide to win the finals and presented it in practice, right? Because that's my rule. If you have everybody will be heard, everybody will be listened to. That's why we follow that race analogy of respect, accountability, communication, and execution. Everybody has a voice. Everybody will be heard. Everybody will be respected. So if you have and I don't, and you can't see it, but if you look on the website, I'm sitting on a stage right now, but we have a stage here. So if you want to present something to the team, you stand up here on the stage and present to everybody. So you're not even talking to just the kids or the other athletes on your team. You're talking to the parents who are there as well. You're talking to some of the onlookers who might just be here for casual gaming, but they're here during practice time. Excuse me. So these are things that they don't know they're doing that's going to set them up for success in the future. Giving them an environment to take leadership and grow. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, everybody talks about, team captain or drum major in the band or whatever, right? Like esports teams have what they call IGLs as well. They have in-game leaders. They have coaches. They have, like, you know, I have to be able to, as a coach, I have to be able to know I have to know each of my gamers and know their strengths and their weaknesses and put them in the best position to succeed while being a part of that team and blending it into the rest of the team. So there's so many opportunities and skills that you can get from it in an organized environment. So um, so yeah, like I said, so I hope that that covers what I let me see, let me make sure, see if there's any other questions. Strategic thinking, yeah, no, definitely, Ty. There's there's so many there's so many benefits from it. Um, and being in that alpha red trademark. um, no, but facts though. But you know, being in cybersecurity, Ty, or just being in tech, there is a lot of strategic thinking um, when when working in tech or dealing in cybersecurity, right? Um, Deploying new systems, the incident response process, getting things to be compliant or in coordination with governance, risk, and compliance, penetration testing, social engineering, right? That's all strategic. That's all. It's all a mind game. Like people wonder about why these roles pay so high or why they should pay so high is because you're paying for the expertise and you're paying for the time that it took to formulate these methodologies. Right, like as a pen tester, there's a lot that goes into a pen test before the actual pen test. Like I tell people all the time, don't think that pen testing and ethical hacking is just the stuff you see on TV, because 70 to 75, maybe even 80% of it is red tape and scopes and rules of engagement and negotiations and a whole lot of writing. So, you don't get to the fun part. The fun part, the fun part reinforces everything else that you've done. So, but that's all strategic. That's all strategic thinking. The pen testing process is strategic, from the information gathering to the vulnerability scanning and analysis to the exploitation to the privilege escalation and post exploitation to the very end of the assessment to the report writing. That's all strategic. So, um, you know, there, and gaming is strategic in itself. I want to find I'm trying to find there's another video because again, I don't want to just say things and people think I just make this stuff up. But there was a video or there's an article or something that showed surgeons who played video games were something like 20% more efficient or something like that. And then there's actually a video of Joe Rogan talking to Elon Musk about that same statistic. Now, mind you, I don't, regardless of how you may feel about Joe Rogan and or Elon Musk, you know, they are, they do find, it was still a stat that was valid. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. So that this was actually something that was in 2007. Here we go. 5 months ago. See, see. Thumbstick. We're probably gonna need. I'm gonna probably need to do alpha receipts too. But here you go. Surgeons should play more video games. Media gives gaming a bad rap, but playing proves to be beneficial. So this was published by a doctor on July 17th. Okay. You're gonna put it behind a paywall. Of course you are. But basically, the study showed that surgeons who played video games were um, there were certain benefits that came to it versus surgeons who didn't. And here we go. Surgeons who played video games. Let's see. Let's see if what this one says. Okay. Past video games play in excess of 3 hours a week correlated with 37% fewer errors, 27% faster completion. Overall, Top Gun score was 33% better for video game players and 42% better if they played more than 3 hours a week. Okay, so these are surgeons. They're talking about surgeons, right? So you gotta head out. Thanks for the education. Wish you you too, you too. And like I said, yeah, let's definitely yes, send that email and let's definitely set up some time to discuss some things because I actually wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that I have on the horizon as well. But yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. But yeah, like I said, so hold on. Um, yeah, so there's studies that are coming out left and right that are showing that there's benefits. And again, I'm not arguing the fact that you know it can lead to toxic things or toxic behavior. Um, but that's also when it's done unsupervised or stuff. Like a lot of the parents. The funny part that I've seen is a lot of the parents who complain about gaming being bad for their kids are also the parents who are letting like their 9 year old or 10 year old play Call of Duty or um, letting their 9 year old, 10 year old play GTA, right? I'm not judging. I'm not, if that's how you, if that's how you see you want to do it, then fine. But it's usually those parents who are saying that there's these, you know, negative effects. And I mean, Call of Duty lobbies were bad when I was playing the original Modern Warfare, right? So this is 2007, 2008. The lobbies were crazy then, right? I used to play the Call of Duty with my wife. Um, and some of the things that she would hear when she would get on the microphone was crazy in 2007, 2008. And we were adults. We were in our mid to late 20s. So you know now you have, but now you're gonna have your 8, 9, 10 year old, 11 year old, 12 year old in a Call of Duty lobby where I mean I don't I don't even really get in the lobbies like that. But It's usually those parents, right? Or it's like, oh, well, what games do you play? Oh, they play Call of Duty, they play GTA, they play this, they play that. And again, I'm not saying that those are the only places where bad people or bad things happen, because I mean, look at Roblox, right? Roblox has a horrible reputation with their online community as far as just some of the predator actions that happen, some of the actions that happen there. So just like everything else, there has to be moderation, there has to be organization, there has to be structure. You know, parents are quick to put technology in their child's faces now as a form of, I'm just thinking about how I want to say that part. But they're putting them in their kids' faces as a way to kind of keep them out of the way, right? Like they're putting them on and having them watch, Coco Melon or whatever for hours on end or whatever, and they're not doing anything that's beneficial to build off of it. So you can't just blame that on gaming itself. Like both my kids game. I game when I can, which is hilarious. Thinking I have a gaming center with, like, you know consoles and PCs all around me, and I probably game less now than I did when I was actually in cybersecurity full time, trying to game. But anyway, so you just have to find the right you just have to find that right balance, and find the people who give a damn enough to actually invest in what they are and what they want. And parents need to be a little bit more open minded. I mean, there's so many ways to make money in gaming beyond just playing the game. So parents need to be open to that fact, and just stop going with the traditional way of thinking that you have to go to a 4 year college, or you have to be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. You know what? Like I like one parent told me one time. Um, uh, Another funny story. I remember when I first opened up my we had an event, and was a young person was playing a game, and during the game they signaled to their parent that they needed something, and the parent basically went and kind of got it for him, took care of everything, whatever, while they were in the game, right? Like, it was just the craziest thing to watch. But I remember going to the parent and going, you know, I wish, I wish more parents were half as dedicated as you are to with investing in your child, with gaming. And the response the parent gave me was, well, if I would be willing to have them, if I would be willing to invest thousands of dollars and and have them practice, 3-4 hours a day for soccer or baseball or whatever, um, why wouldn't I do it for esports, especially when you can go to college for esports like you would any other stick and ball sport. You can make money in esports just like any other stick and ball sport. You actually have you have esports kids who are making more money from content creation in their NIL deals than you have student athletes in college. I'll find that later, but I'm going to probably log off in a little bit. So, you know, parents, it starts with the parents, right? If if the parents aren't going to invest or be interested in what their child is doing, the child, then it's going to cause issues, right? Another parent told me how they were a hard ass on their kid about gaming, and he felt like it was actually causing a disconnect because the child was telling him that this is this is what I do to relieve stress. This is what I do. You know, this is like my getaway, and he didn't understand it, and because of that, the child felt like the parent didn't understand them, and it caused a rift, right? It caused like they were somewhat close, and now that closeness wasn't there anymore, and he felt like he was losing his child. And I remember the advice I gave him, and it wasn't even to sign up for any of our programs. I just said, father to father, ask them what they're doing. Let them teach you. Let them explain it to you, and follow up with questions. Like, don't just ask like, yeah, what you doing? Yeah, yeah, that's nice. No, actually, actually be interested, and build that bridge back. Um, at that point, it wasn't even about trying to get a potential member or client or athlete or whatever. It was just about, hey, now here, come here. All right, well, if that's how you feel, then let's fix that because you know children need their parents, children need their mothers, children need their fathers. A father, it's crucial. So if you felt as a father you were losing the connection with your child, then and you got to fix that. That can't happen, right? Like my kids, my kids can know, my kids, my niece, my nephews, like they can know I'm upset at them, I'm pissed at them, I'm angry with them, but but they know that they have me regardless, right? They can find me if they need me. If they ever have a question, they don't have to worry about sugarcoating or hiding. No, tell me the truth. Tell me whatever it is. If you feel, let me know. And the moment that trust is gone, and they don't feel like they have that that sense of security, surprise, that can be problematic. So you don't want, so like I said, that was my thing, was like, nah, talk to them, let them know you're interested, let them know you don't fully understand it, but you're willing to learn, and I guarantee you that will change. And actually, I have the reason why I was reminded of it is because I actually got the testimonial about it. Someone left a testimonial about it, and thanking me for that, because now they've had a better understanding. They have a better understanding of why, and now they came to a compromise, right? They were able to come to a compromise where it was like, okay, fine. Well, if you do it in moderation or do it in the ways that we taught them during our open house, right? So making sure they take breaks to stretch their eyes, stretch their bodies, get up, go for a walk sometimes, or whatever. If they make sure that they do that, but they prioritize their roles and responsibilities first. So making sure that they do what they got to do in school, making sure they got to do what they got to do at home before getting on the game. So they came to that compromise, and knock on wood, it's been working for the last almost 6 months now. So parents, it starts with you. Didn't expect to go into a whole esports gaming rant, but I'm glad that I did. I guess there were questions about it, so I'm glad I was able to answer all of those questions. Let's see if there are any other questions. We got a few more minutes, and then I'm going to drop off. Oh, cybersecurity video games. So yes, there are some gamified cybersecurity um, platforms. There are some cybersecurity video games. Um, it's funny that you actually uh, mentioned that because in our cybersecurity program, what we do is we do it in three different stages, right? So we teach it in its element, right? So if we're using Linux, if we're talking about Linux, we're going to use Linux to teach Linux, and then we're going to use it in a gamified scenario of this one of the games that we use, where now it's like mission based, story driven, but it's reinforcing the tools and things that you learned um, previously about Linux. And then lastly, there is a game that we're exploring, but I'm gonna keep that one on the hush. All right, so I think that was all the questions that we have for today. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and finish checking on these Xboxes, but I do want to thank Thumbstick, Trickshot, Angela, Ty, and everyone else who has either tuned in or asked a question. If you have a question and after and you see like the VOD of this or whatever, and you want to ask a question. I will answer it the next time I am on for one of these. So you can go to Alpha Esports Tech. You can find me on pretty much every platform at Alpha Esports Tech. So YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Twitter is Alpha Esport Tech because letters they have a letter limit. You could also go to alphaesportstech.com. Put that in here. And I misspelled it. Yep. You can also go to alphaesportstech.com and just hit the contact us section and ask your question there. If you want to talk, if you're wherever you're watching here, you want to shoot me a DM, you can go to my LinkedIn page. You can also find me at DJax Alpha on Twitter and Instagram. So that's DJax_Alpha. I'm on Fanbase at DJax DJACKS. Look, don't get me to lying. Yep, DJACKS on fan base. So if you're on fan base, you can check me out there as well. Blue Sky, I think I'm DJax Alpha on Blue Sky. I have to double check, but like I said, you can find me just about anywhere. Also, go ahead and follow me on wherever you're watching. So, YouTube, Alpha Cybersecurity or Alpha Esports Technology, Twitch, same thing. Actually, Twitch is DJax, and then was DJax1. Yep, DJax_1, or Alpha Esports Tech on streaming platforms. So, but yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. All right. Y'all be safe. If I don't see you or talk to you before then, please have a happy and safe holiday. Uh, have a happy and safe New Year. And let me be the first one to wish you that, or one of the first ones to wish you that your 2025 is prosperous and is full of everything that you want and desire, as long as it is healthy and legal. All right. Y'all be safe. I will talk to y'all later. Stay and take care.